Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Sir is currently serving as the chairman of Karnataka Border and Rivers Protection Commission. Sir has authored various books, which among almost 14 books have been authored by Sir, mainly Sri Sharana Basaveshwara Charitri, Humanity and Human Rights, and Importance of Education, which is always a contribution for the growth of education, and also Human Rights, Constitution of India, and Universities, and Good Morning 365, which is also translated from Hindi and Tamil, translated to Hindi and Tamil, and Time Spent and Distance Traveled, which was an autobiography, and Speaking for Humanity, which is a remarkable book which everybody, every human, every thought has been expressed of justice, thought has been expressed in the book. And also, further, 11 books were written on him, I'm extremely sorry, written on him, that is Kayaka Ratna, which was a felicitation volume, and Shiva Krupe, which is a biography, and also Divine Grace, Vachana Shiva, and many more, and remarkably, The Blend of Justice and Humanity, which is also a biography. Much more, the list goes on, sir. We deem it very great and honor to have you today, sir. Thank you so much for gracing this, sir. I request Professor Cyril, Assistant Professor, Vice Institute of Law, to introduce Professor Dr. C. Basuraju, Vice Chancellor, Karnataka State Law University.
A very good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Honorable Professor Dr. C. Basuraju. He is serving currently as the Vice Chancellor in the Karnataka State Law University, Hubballi. He was also ex-Vice Chancellor, former Registrar, Syndicate Member and Academic Council Member in the University of Mysore, and former Registrar Evaluation, Karnataka State, Dr. Gangubai Hanagal Music and Performing Arts University, Mysore. From his university days, he has committed himself for the amelioration for the social cause of the society and has been fighting for the cause of social justice for all in general, weaker and vulnerable sections of the society in particular. During his school days, during student days, he worked as General Secretary and President of Student Union in the Shanta Vilas Law College, Mysore from 1987 to 1989. Having considered his academic credentials, he has been nominated as member to the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore, and visited more than 15 universities and 25 colleges for assessment and accreditation. Sir is a law teacher known for his commitment, honesty, integrity, and dedication in his profession. He has made his contribution to the field of law through publishing over 125 research papers in both national and international academic journals. Interestingly, he has published 4 books which are significant for legal profession and academia. He has presented research papers at both national and international seminars and conferences. Sir has carried out research on social justice with special reference to SC/ST under the Constitution of India, for which he has received PhD degree from the University of Mysore. His PhD thesis has been published in the form of a book by the Serial Publications, New Delhi, and he has completed 2 major research projects funded by the UGC, New Delhi. Sir's papers at national level he has made scholarly presentation even at international level. On invitation, he has visited Jagiellonian University, Krakow, Poland, and presented as a research paper at the international conference on environmental best practices in India and the role of the judiciary, for which he was awarded Best Paper Presenter Award. He has also visited Supreme Court of Bhutan and held deliberations with the justices of High Court of Bhutan and Supreme Court of Bhutan. He has visited Dubai and presented a paper on the role of higher and its different perspectives of contemporary issues at the international conference conducted by the South Asian countries, organized by the Anglia Ruskin University, United Kingdom. He has also presented a paper on the role of higher education in promoting good society at the University of Wanghui, China. As committed to his profession and the progress of society, Sir started his academic career as a law teacher in the prestigious institute called National Law School of India, University, Bangalore in 1995. Later, he shifted to the Department of Law and Research, University of Mysore, where he became professor and chairman and later member of syndicate and dean and head of faculty of law. He has produced and successfully is working with many PhD students, and many PhD students have successfully been produced under his guidance. Besides, he has also guided more than 160 LLM students for writing dissertations on various legal issues. He has also adjudicated more than 95 PhD theses of various universities. Sir has obtained wide administrative experience as Dean, Faculty of Law, Director, School of Law, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, University of Mysore, Registrar Evaluation at Karnataka State, Dr. Gangubai Hanakal Music and Performing Arts University, Mysore, and member of Syndicate Academic Council and Honorary Director of Center for Information Science and Technology of University of Mysore. Interestingly, he has also worked as chairman and member of many statutory bodies like Syndicate Academic Council, Board of Studies, Board of Examination, Malpractice Inquiry Committee, Affiliation Committee, and so on. The academic record of Sir is more than impressive. He has obtained PhD degree in Social Justice, LLM degree in Constitutional Law, MA degree in English Literature, LLB degree in Law, and BA degree in English Literature from University of Mysore, and he has obtained a gold medal for his BA degree from the University of Mysore. Sir has also received the Yashasvi Sadhaka Award in 2011, the Best Citizen of India Award 2012, the National Integration Award 2015, and the RTI Awareness Award 2015. We wholeheartedly and with pleasure we welcome you, sir. Thank you.
I now request Professor Dr. C. Basurajan, Sir, Vice Chancellor, Karnataka Law Institute, to address today. Sir, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning to everyone. Respected Honorable Justice Shri Shivraj V. Patil ji, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, Principal of Medical College, Dr. Sridhar Venkatesh, Dr. Geeta Narayan, Medical College, Chairperson of the Vaidehi Group Institutions, Dr. D.A. Kalpaja, in our absence, Principal of Vaidehi Student Institute of Law, my student, Dr. Manjunath, all my teachers, colleagues, head of the departments and professors from sister institutions of Vaidehi Institute, all my participants, dear students, invitees, members from media, brothers and sisters, and ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have to firstly thank the founder of this Vaidehi Institute, Dr. D.A. Adikeshwar, for his immense contribution to the field of education, followed by Dr. D.A. Kalpaja, chairperson. But for their effort, this institute would not have come to this level in inculcating education in different fields. I also congratulate the college principal and their staff and the management for conducting this first annual edition Vaidehi Institute of Law Conference 2025, soon after the inauguration of this college exactly 1 year ago. I am so happy that with the inception itself, the college has taken a sincere endeavor to conduct a a conference on a very relevant topic on women and children rights in the modernized world, especially connecting to the social justice component and also with the human rights culture. When we say that social justice and the gender justice together, we are always reminded of accessibility to justice to whom, when, and where. Accessibility to justice to all, irrespective of the gender, irrespective of the religion, irrespective of the economic status, and irrespective of their belief and faith. Do you know why? Equitable access to the resources of this country, equitable access to the opportunities available to the country have not been adequately provided. There are many people across India, even after 75 years of constitution came into force, they have not been able to have access to education. They have not been able to have access to equal opportunity, which are the foundation of the constitution. ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಮೂಲ ಆಶಯಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಸಮಾನತೆ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ, ಭ್ರಾತೃತ್ವ, ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ, ಈ 4 ಪಿಲ್ಲರ್ಗಳ ಅಡಿಪಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಈ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ, ಈ ಆಶಯಗಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೂ ತಲುಪಿದೆಯಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅನೇಕ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ನಾವಿವತ್ತು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. Even after we got the independence, even after the constitution came into force, still we are living in the state of dichotomy. ದ್ವಂದ್ವಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ನಾವು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಡವ ಬಲ್ಲಿದ, ಮೇಲು ಕೀಳು, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಗಂಡು, ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ತಾರತಮ್ಯದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆಯ ಚೌಕಟ್ಟಿನೊಳಗೆ ಬದುಕುವ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಸಂವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳು, ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಚೌಕಟ್ಟಿನೊಳಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಪಾಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಇಡೀ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಕಾನೂನು ಸಂವಿಧಾನ. Constitution is the law of this country, and all the other laws which are made by the different legislatures, they are only the peripheral laws. And all these laws must have the foundation of constitutional values and constitutional mandates. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ we are facing dichotomy in terms of justice, dichotomy in terms of gender justice. Even today we have not been able to achieve the social justice. ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಕರ್ತೃಗಳು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಸಮಾಜದ ಕಟ್ಟ ಕಡೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಂತ ಮಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ 75 ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಕಳೆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ, ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಕರ್ತೃಗಳು ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡದಂತಹ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. They had never dreamt that this kind of discrimination, gender discrimination, violation of human rights, discrimination between backwards and forwards, they had never dreamt that this would perpetuate even after 10 years from the Constitution came into force. But now we are in the 76th year of Constitution being adopted. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಈ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಬಹಳ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾವ ಮೌಲ್ಯಾಧಾರಿತವಾದಂತಹ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿಯ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಚ್ಯುತಿಯನ್ನ ತರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಾನೂನು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಕಾನೂನು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಕಾನೂನು ಅಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು, ನ್ಯಾಯವಾದಿಗಳು, ನ್ಯಾಯಾಧೀಶರು, ನ್ಯಾಯದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನ ದೊರಕಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದೇ ಅವರ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ಇದು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಸಾಂವಿಧಾನಿಕ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ನಿಭಾಯಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಅರಿತಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳ ಉಲ್ಲಂಘನೆಗಳು ಯಾಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕ ಹಲವಾರು ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳಿದೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಉಲ್ಲಂಘನೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಅಪರಾಧಗಳು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಲೈಂಗಿಕ ಕಿರುಕುಳಗಳು ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಅಸಮತೋಲನ ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು? ಅಸಮಾನತೆ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾಕೆ ಜೀವಂತವಾಗಿದೆ? ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಇವತ್ತು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ನೂರಾರು ಅಪರಾಧಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಅಪರಾಧಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪರಾಧಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಸುದ್ದಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ದೂರದರ್ಶನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಅಪರಾಧಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನೋಡಿ, ಅಪರಾಧಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನ್ಯಾಯವಾದಿಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆನೂ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪರಾಧಿಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಪರಾಧಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಪರಾಧ ಮುಕ್ತ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸಂವಿಧಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಶಯಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ, ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟತಕ್ಕಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ಕಲಾಂ ಅವರು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅವ್ರ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಡಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ತಿಳಿದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಕ್ಷರವನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ, ಅಕ್ಷರ ದಾನವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದಂತ ಸೇವೆ. ನೀವು ರಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಓಡಾಡುವಾಗ ಆ ರಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮುಳ್ಳು ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ನೀವು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿಡಿ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ನೋವಾಗಬಾರದು ಅಂತ. ಅದು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಸೇವೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾಗಾಲೋಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಗಾಲೋಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ವಿಸ್ಮಯಗಳು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೃಷಿ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಈಗ ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಮುಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ, ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆ ಒಂದು ಸುಸಂಸ್ಕೃತವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಆ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಪರಾಧಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋದಷ್ಟು ಅಪರಾಧಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಠ್ಯದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೇನೆ, among all the 100 advocates, be the best advocate, be the professional. ಒಬ್ಬ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಬರೀ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಡಿ. ಬಿ ಎ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್. ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್? Have commitment to your profession, have sincerity to your profession, help people who come for you, need of justice. ಇವತ್ತು the entire society is looking for justice from the legal fraternity. Millions and millions of people in this country, still they are not aware of their rights. ಅವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾನೂನುಗಳು ಅರಿವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಒಂದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಇದೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಸವಲತ್ತುಗಳಿದೆ. ಆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಚೌಕಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೂ ಕೂಡ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪರಿಜ್ಞಾನವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಿದ್ಯಾವಂತರು, ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಡತನ, ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ, penury, no education, ignorance, illiteracy has crushed them. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಗುರುತರ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಕಾನೂನು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಗುರುತರವಾದಂತ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇಂತಹ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನ ದೊರಕಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನ್ಯಾಯ ದೊರಕಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಚೈತನ್ಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಶೋಷಿತ ವರ್ಗದವರು, ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು, ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ದೀನ ದಲಿತರು, ಕೃಷಿ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರು ಹೇಗೆ ಅವರು ದಬ್ಬಾಳಿಕೆಗೆ ಒಳಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. We have innumerable legislations, we have innumerable laws. There is no scarcity for laws in this country, but the scarcity is the true implementation, the true commitment, the true honesty, the true sincerity to help the others. ಆ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಆ ಬದ್ಧತೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆ, ಆ ಬದ್ಧತೆ, ಶಿಸ್ತು, ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಇವು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ತಾನಾಗೆ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಈ ದ್ವಂದ್ವಗಳಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಜೆಂಡರ್ ಇನ್ಇಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ, ಲೈಂಗಿಕ ಅಸಮಾನತೆ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ, ತಾರತಮ್ಯ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಬದ್ಧತೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನನ್ಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಈ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇದೆ, ಕಾನೂನಿನ ನೆರವು ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಕಾನೂನು ನೆರವು ಮತ್ತು ರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬದ್ಧರಾಗಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇತಿಮಿತಿ ಒಳಗೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಚೌಕಟ್ಟಿನ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ನಾವು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಾನೂನು ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ನಾವು ಕಾನೂನು ಅರಿವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ನೆರವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸೇವೆ ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಈ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನ ಸರಿ ಸಮಾಜವಾಗಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸಬೇಕು, ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ಅಸಮಾನತೆ ದೂರ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಪಟ್ಟಣದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ನಗರದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣದ ಕೊನೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಸವಲತ್ತುಗಳು, ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಆಶಯಗಳು, ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು ತಲುಪಬೇಕು ಅವನಿಗೆ. ಆಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಆಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಗೌರವ, ಆಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಮಾಜ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಗುರುತಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ದಿನದ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣವನ್ನ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಸುಮಾರು 100 ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ಪ್ರಬಂಧಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳಾಗಲಿ, ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನ ನೀವು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ, ಈ ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಚರ್ಚೆಯಾಗಲಿ. ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಶೋಧಕರು ತಮ್ಮ ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ಪ್ರಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಂಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದಂತ ನಾನು ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ವಿರಾಮವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, sir, for those dynamic words. I now request Honorable Justice Sri Shivraj Patil, sir, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, to address the gathering. Yes, sir, yes.
Very good morning to all of you present here. Dr. C. Basavaraju, the Vice Chancellor of Karnataka State Law Universities, Dr. Sridhar Venkatesh, Principal of the Medical Institute, Dr. Geeta Narayanan, Dr. C.J. Manjunath, the Principal of Vaidehi Institute of Law, faculty members, invited guests, my dear students, and participants in this first annual conference organized by the Vaidehi Institute of Law. Humility and gratitude, the quality of humility and gratitude are great human qualities. This statement I am making in the context that in our country, number of persons with commitment to the cause of the society have contributed in their own way. Contextually, here I refer to Dr. Adhikeshwalu, who under the aegis of Srinivasa Trust initiated the movement, having a drive and strong commitment to serve the underprivileged, less fortunate, and deprived, particularly in the field of healthcare and education. They are doing, but for the first time, that's all offline. In the modern world, online, first time entered the campus today, I must say without reservation or hesitation that I am deeply and duly impressed. After reaching here, we were talking with the principal, other professors of Manjura, and I gathered the magnitude of the work going on in this vast campus. I had some concerns. I was asking whether this is there, that is there, where quarters are there, facilities are there. To every question of mine, answer was in the positive. And I stopped asking any more questions. That's the way the campus is self-contained. And I am told Dr. D. Kalpaja, the present chairperson of this group of institutions, Vaidehi group of institutions, is a very dynamic lady and a very understanding lady. The managements, if they are headed by the visionaries with commitment and understanding, those institutions will do well. For any institution, before coming to the subject proper or inaugurating the annual conference, I would like to share a few more thoughts of mine on law as well as the educational institutions. I am encouraged to share these views because of the campus, because of the different faculties present here, and my dear law students whom I am addressing, particularly keeping in mind them and their importance in the days ahead. For success, glory, or greatness of any institution, 5 things are necessary. 1, fine infrastructure. 2, the understanding management. 3, the dynamic principle. 4, committed and dedicated teachers. 5, disciplined students. If all these elements are present, that in one place, that institution will have glory, greatness, and success. I presume, having seen around here, that in your institutions, all these 5 elements I mentioned exist. That's why you are successful. Justice to any country and to any place, to any society is very, very vital for the very existence. When I say students of law particularly, please remember, good judgments come from good judges. Good judges come from good lawyers. From where good lawyers come? Good lawyers come from the good law institutes like Vaidehi Institute of Law. So, in this order, Institute of Law or law institutions play a very great role because they start with the basic. Let us look at the national law schools in India today. There are 23. And starting with National Law School of India, University, Bangalore. When the idea of starting law college or law institute in the Vaidehi group of institutions, it's a recent addition, a 1-year baby. But I am saying this baby is very healthy and very potential. It will grow very well. Robust, Dr. Manjuna, take care of it. Because in the very first year, you are endured to have an annual conference on a vital subject. About the subject, I shall move on maybe after 5 to 8 minutes. So, the importance of law, I said, I look back to my days. You, dear law students, online, offline, you are very, very fortunate today to have wonderful facilities to study law. Vaidehi Institute of Law, I take it, and I also reiterate that it is not just one more law college. It is a law institute with difference and distinction to rank in the national law schools. You have this Dr. Manjunath. It is not just a one more law college. You are not a principal of the one more law college. You are a principal of Vaidehi Institute of Law, and you have to make this institution outstanding to higher level. That's the way I look at it. I I joined law in 1960. You know till how many years now? 65 years? 40 plus 25. Those days. The situation was different. Although the law courses were professional courses, but nobody took it seriously as a professional course. Professional course in those days meant only medicine and engineering. Those were the days, medicine and engineering. And the law courses were never taken seriously. And getting admission in law course in my period was, students used to go for medicine, engineering, all other courses. If nowhere seats were available, then they used to come to the law. This is a fact. This was a fact situation. Like a last passenger waiting for the last bus to reach the village. That was the situation. Today, look at law then and law now. For getting admission in national law schools, CLAT examinations, or particularly to law schools like LLSU and NALSA and others. Such a keen competition is there to get admission. It may be easy to get admission comparatively to medicine and engineering than law today. To support my point, I further say, look at the scenario. Doctors, engineers, from other technical courses, they are joining law. I have seen so many engineers and doctors joining the law. That is how the importance of law has grown. Today, law has gained importance and momentum. Why? What is the reason? The reason is rapidly evolving social, political, technological, and globalization. Thanks to advancement in science and technology, communication and transport and communication, all globe has become one small village. International trade, international commerce, international developments, all these things, they have opened areas to so many. Along with them, complexities also have increased. It is for this reason that everybody, any problem is there, they do to a lawyer. And problems are there in all fields. So statutory compliances are required. Where, for example, Deccan Medical Institute, they have also got statutory compliance, subject to so many things to be complied or not. So laws, assistance of law and assistance of lawyers has become much more imperative and important these days. That's the reason why there is a lot of demand for the law and importance. You are in this juncture. You know how I studied. You are fortunate to study in beautiful buildings. Infrastructure is there, principal, teachers, all facilities are added to that. You have got technological assistance. But I just want to say one thing. Technology is good. You have got internet, information, these Google, come to law, SCC online, Manopatra, whatever it is. Please take advantage and assistance of technology, but don't become slaves of technology. You keep in mind why the moment in our days all multiplication etc. hundreds used to say today 2 plus 2 calculation. The dependency, innovation, creativity must not be lost in the process of application of technology. Take advantage, save time, but at the same time do not lose your identity, your creativity and your thinking. Then only you can grow and do something better. Okay. I know you have got. Please, I'll carry all my best wishes. Please carry. No, please. Why the importance of law? What are the reasons? The reasons are upholding justice and rule of law. I give a concrete instance because I take time to take this opportunity not only for this conference, but this benefit of students of law. Upholding justice and rule of law. I was in South Africa, Johannesburg in 2004, participating in a conference organized by the Supreme Court there. I was representing my Supreme Court. I'll continue. There, at the end of the conference, there was a media conference, like this we were sitting. We each representative from one continent. I was representing Asia, including India. Questions were asked by the media. One question which is very pertinent to the students of law. The question was, we have a number of democratic countries in the world governed by rule of law. And in such constitutions, there is a provision for the protection of the fundamental rights of the people. We call in our Indian constitution fundamental rights. In other constitutions, they call it charter rights. By whatever name they are called, they are the fundamental rights of the people. Question was, if the government of the day coming with the majority, if one fine day they abolish the fundamental rights by amendment, what would be the fate? Can that be done? Tremendous amount of struggle to get freedom. You know what sacrifices our people made to get freedom of this country. After that, we got these fundamental rights. My dear students of law, we have a very good constitution in the country. For that matter, constitution of any democratic country, they will have the fundamental rights and chapter. Two important inputs are there in making any constitution, including Indian constitution. Input one, the historic struggle for freedom. Two, prevailing social conditions on the day when the constitution was to be drafted. So we have been controlled and ruled, we are almost slaves for hundreds of years. Got freedom, that freedom had to be protected, fundamental rights freedom. Whether fundamental rights can be taken away was the question. From that, I was on the one end, from that side it started. One representative said, yes, they can be abolished, provided the requisite majority is there, proper procedure is followed. Constitution can be amended, it need not be static. But when it came to my turn, you know, the students of law, Article 368, provision for the amendment of the Constitution. That article does not restrict the power of amendment. They say Constitution can be amended. That includes the fundamental rights, chapter 3 of the Constitution. So if that was to be interpreted literally, just like that, court should have said yes. Article 368 is there, majority is there, requisite procedure can be followed and amended. Thanks to legal fraternity. Here I am coming to impress on the lawyers how upholding justice and rule of law is an important factor for the law student. Those days, an historic judgment of Keshavananda Bharat. That's an exception. All the judges of the Supreme Court. In Supreme Court, they sit in benches, 2, 3, or 5. But for that case, all the judges of the Supreme Court sat to hear that case. Thanks to good lawyers like Palkhiwala. I am referring to, it's not judges' contribution alone. It's the brilliant lawyers, eminent jurists who assisted the Supreme Court in laying down the law. Do you know what the Supreme Court said? Yes, you can amend any part of the Constitution, but you can't touch the basic structure of the Constitution. You can't take away the fundamental rights. That's how the lawyers and judges together upheld justice and rule of law. And that is our role. That's why the course of law has become very important. Second is awareness of rights. Many people, while many uneducated or illiterate, even educated, among educated, many of them do not know or they are not aware of their rights fully. When the students of law study law, not only they know law, what are their rights and duties, they similarly percolate them to the society and educate them. Third reason is there is increasing demand to solve the complexities in law. Fourth is tackling modern challenges. Modern challenges, what they are issues like climate change, cyber crime, data privacy, statutory compliance. Now, added dimension is AI, artificial intelligence ethics. All these things require law. You have got a great future. You have got a lot of opportunities. Put yourselves very steadily, involve deeply, take interest in studying the law. That will help you in the future. The other reason is you also you look to the again freedom struggle. Who were in the forefront? The lawyers were in the forefront in struggle for freedom. Thereafter also number of lawyers take part. So in strengthening democracy is also your responsibility. The last reason for growing importance law is earlier in our days confined laws professionals confined to conventional litigation, civil and criminal. Property disputes are punishments. Today, various career opportunities are there. You can join profession. You can be legal advisor or law officers. You can be in corporate offices. You can have civil service. You can join journalism. And the study of law develops research, writing, speaking, and analytical skills in different sectors. So these are the reasons why the law has become very important. And if those law students have taken up law, you have a great role to play, you have a great future, but this demands your hard work, dedication, and involvement deeply. Nothing comes easy. If you want to achieve something, you have to do all this. I had the privilege of inaugurating Srimati Satyaprabha moot court, a beautiful moot court. It is a moot court, but actually it looks to me like an actual court. All the ambience and furniture. You are fortunate to have such a moot court, and you will argue in those courts. But in my period, I was a student of law in 1960 to 62, between those 2 years. I became part-time lecturer in the same college. Few years I taught. As a lawyer also, I part-time lecturer. I became the honorary principal of the same college for 3 years. A student of first batch, becoming the principal of the same college, I considered very, very fortunate. So I had insight. So during that period, moot courts then 1970-75. I was examiner for. Do you know how the moot court was conducted? No court, like any other paper. Two of us were sitting in the one room, calling a student, asking few questions on procedural law, civil procedure, criminal procedure code, what is the amendment issue, etc. 10 marks were devoted. Ask questions, take their answers, and give marks. But actually, that did not serve a real purpose. Today, look at tremendous momentum is gained. Importance is gained for the moot courts. why the moot courts, the moment subject is given for a moot court, two parties are there. Whatever subject is given, the moment subject comes to your hand, beautiful moot court, all things there are. Just come said, ambience is there. The moment subject is given, you start thinking about it. This is the subject. Whether you be for or against, whatever it is your choice. Once you look at the subject, you start thinking about it. And the next is, you will marshal the facts of that case. Third is, you will make a research on that case. Fourth is, you try to apply the law, like a precedent, judicial decision, other texts, etc. Apply the law. And then finally, you present your arguments. The process of moot court, all this is imbibed, and it will be a sort of pre-trial or rehearsal for the law students when they actually go and argue in the courts of law. That develops self-confidence. You know your ability, how far you can present. That's why today, lot of importance given to the moot court. You will judge yourself how good lawyer you are going to be. You know where you stand, what to do. That's why I'm happy such a beautiful moot court is created. And this encourages you, inspires you, not only you. I'm told Dr. Manjunath will take up the matter next year. They will conduct all India moot court competitions, inviting all law institutions in India, where those students and faculty members who come to Vaidevi Institute of Law, they will say this moot court, they will be happy to learn from this. Having said this, on the law and moot courts, finally, before I conclude about the profession of law, I want one or two more observations to make. One is, lawyers need not be confined to the brackets of the docket. You not just confined, take a case, go and argue, come back, all right, do your portion. But you owe a duty as a responsible citizen of this country. I saw the aim of this law college is to produce socially responsible and professionally skilled students is one of the hallmarks of this institute. I appreciate that. And if you want to serve the purpose, you have a social responsibility. And none of us have the privilege of participating in freedom struggle. But please mind, particularly youth, students and all of you, you have a wonderful opportunity of participating in building happy, healthy and strong India. Why? Those day generation had fought for freedom. I was only 7 years old then. Most of you were not born at all. We did not have the tools. Today, we can build India. This is also equally important. Why not participate in this? I just ended on this topic with two examples. One experience as a lawyer, another experience as a judge. I just put it precisely. When I was a lawyer, when I said that travel beyond the bracket, you should do something more. I strongly believe I have no right to say unless I do it myself. My words will have impact provided I pass 3 tests. Test 1, I must speak with conviction, not just for praise or appreciation or for gallery. You must speak with conviction. And 2, you must yourself are conducted accordingly. 3, there must be truth and substance in what you speak. If I pass these 3 tests, then my words will carry impact on you. Otherwise, just you listen and go outside. The moment the function is over, forget everything. But that's the very important. So what I did, I'm sharing. A poor lady came with a problem. Her husband died. Indian mentality those days, even now to some extent, they denied share in the property. I fought that case. I worked freely. Even court fees I paid. I'm so happy today. I won the case. What is important is winning or is not important. Further, that lady, when she came to know she has won the case, she was so happy. Indian people are so very innocent. They started prostrating. I prevented her because she was a lady of my mother's age. I lost my mother at the age of 2. But I always, whenever calculated the age of my mother, whenever I used to see such ladies, I used to see my mother in them. So I prevented her. But you know what she did? Sir, I pray for you, your family, your children, and all. After I became Chief Justice of High Court of Rajasthan, there was a police station in the banquet hall Bangalore. There I made a statement. I said, if I become Chief Justice of High Court, it is not because of my hard work or intelligence. There are more hardworking people, more intelligent people than me. I got this opportunity probably besides hard work and our intelligence. The God's grace, which I earned through the prayers of the people. On that day, the lady prayed for my good and good future. Rich for any professional service, whether for doctors, lawyers, engineers, architects, etc. Rich people pay. Poor people cannot pay, but they pray. Rich people pray, poor people pray. Money, the paid has got the payment as dividend. 5,000, 5 lakhs. Prayer, what is the value of prayer? What is the denomination of prayer? Prayer is invaluable. That's why prayer is more powerful than payment. Probably that power of prayer made me Chief Justice of High Court. That's how it is. I suggest, please, when you become full-fledged lawyers and join profession, I would very much, rather very humbly request you to keep what I have stated just now in your mind throughout your professional career. And I'm very happy if that happens. The other thing is, other example as a judge, there are several I don't want to spend more time. One lady again, coming from, when we talk of social responsibility in talk, social responsibility in action. One girl by name, this is from when I was judge of Madras High Court, Sanatana Lakshmi. She married at the age of 16. She had completed SSLC. After marriage, she continued to study +2, passed the PUC equivalent, then wrote entrance exam just for medical course. She passed, but seat was denied to her. In those days in Tamil Nadu, I don't know present position, 2 seats were reserved for women. What women? Deserted women. Engineering college, medical college, everywhere 2 seats. She had qualified that position, applied, but her petition was rejected, application, on the ground that after the husband had driven her out, even within a year or so, she became a deserted woman. The facility, the reservation was available for a deserted woman. But in the meanwhile, there was a divorce. So became a divorced woman. Government said, you are a divorced woman, it's applicable only to deserted women. Status has changed. Because deserted woman cannot marry second time. Divorced woman can. That's one. 2, she did not append the appendix Tahsildar certificate for application. You know, all prospectus they say application incomplete, or if the documents are not produced, they will be rejected. And accordingly rejected. Some well-meaning lawyers took up her case. The case came before me. Government advocate said, "Sir, my lord, the rejection is perfectly justified, and she has not. These are the two grounds." The lawyer for the lady said, "He appealed, my lord, she is very poor, these very sympathetic." I told the lawyer, "Look, Mr. Counsel, your argument appeals to my heart, but not to my head. How do I write a judgment unless there are reasons? I can't write a judgment merely because I like or dislike. I have to substantiate and support by reasons." I could have dictated the order then and there itself, along many other orders. But the man in the judge told me, "Don't do it now. Please wait. Reserve the judgment. Think over and then decide." I reserved, and I came across, my mind was to help that girl. Such a poor girl, on merits, coming from downtrodden society. Then I came across a paper in the civil court among a bundle of papers. Decree of divorce was granted on the basis of desertion. So Tahsildar certificate not attached or not attached does not matter, because that is the civil court decree is more important. Second one was difficult job. I said, let us approach this case not from the Hindu law point of view, divorce or desertion, etc. Let us speak for the social object. For what, with what object or purpose the reservation was made? A lady in distress must be helped. She did not marry after the divorce. Her fortunes had not improved. She remained to be deserted in that sense. I said, I should allow the petition. If I allow the petition, she will become a doctor, help herself, and serve the society. If I reject, she will become a destitute or a prostitute, which is not good for the country. So I should encourage their handicap. I allowed the petition. I was a single judge. Matt went and appealed to the division bench. Division bench said, "Oh, single judge is wrong. She's a deserted, divorced lady. She has lost her reservation." All right. But I should appreciate some activists took her case to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said single judge was right. I will not go into details. And justice was done. Why did you interfere? The Supreme Court just asked the government, "Do you give a seat or should we pass strictures?" Then they said, "No, my lords will give a seat." She was given a seat. I am sure by now she is a doctor, must be a legal doctor. So whether a lawyer or a judge, already I have said lawyers only become judges. If you are working as a lawyer, follow my first one. When you start working as a judge, follow the second one. And both human touch and human cause is important. Finally, I come to today's inauguration of the annual conference. I deem it really an honor and privilege for me to share my few thoughts on the subject, exploring the evolving dynamics of protecting women and child rights in a modernized world. At the first annual conference organized by this institute, I am so happy that this book, which is released today, not 100, it has 106 articles all over, and I just had a quick glance. Very good articles touching the subject. This itself shows that how important the subject is. The very participation across the country from various students of law and this research papers here, 106 papers here, show that this institute has well done by organizing the conference, and I congratulate the organizers of this annual conference for choosing this subject, and which is very vital, relevant, and particularly in the contemporary period. The standard and culture and benevolence of a nation is measured and looking at how it treats its women and children. Whether a nation is a great, one of the parameters is how the women and children are treated in a particular country. And that's important, the subject is. It's unfortunate that even now, children and women continue to suffer. Although people are praying, advocating, holding conference, talking for several decades, unfortunately still the position remains. And today it really requires a multi-dimensional approach from all angles. In this regard, let us consider what are the factors to be seen. Legal safeguard and interest. First in that series, legal safeguard and interest is the first factor one must keep in mind. Modern nations respecting democracy, rule of law and human rights have established comprehensive framework of law to protect rights of women and children, which include constitutional guarantees. There are constitutional guarantees also for women and children. Special statute, such as the protection of women from Domestic Violence Act, the POSCO Act, Juvenile Justice Acts, laws relating to prevention of child labor, illegal trafficking, and further international agreements and conventions such as Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Child. There is no dearth of law, but the real challenge lies in their execution and enforcement. Today in our country, you have hundreds of laws are there. No dearth for law, but the real challenge and problem is difficulty in enforcement and execution. The next, this we must be aware. For this, to make this successful, what we have to do? Again, there is a necessity of cooperative, collaborative, and concerned efforts of the 5 sections. Those 5 sections are: 1. The vigilant civil society. Laws are there, that's not enough. Courts are there, people go to court. But if you want to succeed, essentially these 5 sections have to come together. First is vigilant civil society. Second is dedicated NGOs. There are so many in this country, poor, voiceless, uneducated, they don't have voice. They suffer in silence. How do you bring them to the fore? How to get them justice? It is their dedicated NGOs with sense of service. They should come forward. Vigilant civil society must be aware. 2. Dedicated NGOs. 3. Committed and honest law enforcing agencies, but particularly like police. Committed and honest law enforcing agencies is the 3rd factor. 4th is proactive judiciary. Proactive judiciary, when I say, not overactive judiciary, not reactive judiciary. Proactive means, but the judgment I gave about that poor lady, that's an example of a proactive. So proactive judiciary, in a sense, try to see the purpose and object of the law, try to give impetus to that. So you must be proactive for the cause. And the last is, which is most powerful today, is media, both electronic and print media. Electronic and print media today have got a vast reach and tremendous impact of people. So, in addition to the legal framework, vigilant civil society, NGOs, committed law officers, law enforcement agencies, judiciary and media, all of them, if they supplement and support the law, then the legal framework becomes useful. The third element is education and awareness. There is a need for educating. When the students of law join, they are aware and they study law, but it is not enough. Educating law students alone, educating the society as a whole on the subject is necessary about the modern law and the rights. People should be educated. The special emphasis on the rights of women and children because they are most vulnerable. Our duty and our attention must go to those people who are most vulnerable. Women and children are most vulnerable. They need a special attention and focus from us. The next one is technology, advantage and adversity. Technology today has got access to the information and you can report the abuse very quickly and timely for action. Reach the concern quickly with the help of the internet or technology. On the other hand, it also exposes them, that is children and women, to cyberbullying, trafficking and harassment. We must use the innovation for protecting them through safety applications, helplines, AI monitoring of abuse by promoting digital literacy. This is where we have to technological use also. We should take care to see that technology, as I said earlier, should assist us and we should not become slaves or we should not become victims of them. Then the other thing is economic growth. Without the power to exercise them, laws are useless. If you don't have powers to exercise those laws and enforce, those laws are useless and they are not even worth the paper that they are written. That's why economic support, economic empowerment, financial support is needed for what? To enable the woman to escape from the abusive situation or circumstances and to assert their rights and choices. For this, supports like maternity benefits, skill training, financial support for the government and NGOs, and social activities. And credit access must be encouraged and strengthened. When it comes to children, they must be protected from bondage and child labor, illegal trafficking, etc. Prioritizing, how can this be done? By educating. Prioritize education over employment. You know, child labor, because of earning supplement, poor people, they send their children for their work. As against education. Prioritization should be for education over employment. For that, government, subsidy, others can do. Parents also must be conscious of this. Now, then there is another thing, role of society and institution. It is unrealistic and impractical to expect that everything government should do. The government cannot alone do. I was talking to them earlier. If government alone had to do, if the private people had not to supplement, such institutions would not have been there. Similarly, though efforts of the government alone are not sufficient, society, NGOs, religious institutions, all such institutions also must supplement, and media should encourage and popularize this so that the people will be encouraged. In inclusion, we should be an inclusive society. Generally, our approach must be to reach the, mark these words, reach the unreached and include the excluded. Reach the unreached and include the excluded. Not women and children are affected equally or uniformly because they are come from different sections of the society. Each one needs to be dealt with based on their situation. Conclusion. My conclusion and my comments on this. Protecting rights of women and children is not just a legal duty or a formality or mere a policy or a command of morality, but essentially It is respecting, empowering, and enforcing human rights, constitutional guarantees, statutory duties, international agreements, and conventions in order to create and build a just, equal, and human society for the world to make a place to live, world to be a better place to live in with dignity and peace. This is not possible without safeguarding the rights of women and children. Otherwise, society gets paralyzed in the absence of the women and children. In this context, let us all very sincerely commit to work with regard to women and child rights. To work, it's not an obligation, but take it as an opportunity and privilege to serve the cause of the community. It is not we are favoring somebody. Don't take it as an obligation. It's our duty. Take it as an opportunity to serve the community and the rights of women and children. This conference we must commit to all the participants to this cause. With this, I have happily inaugurated this annual conference for what? Wishing and hoping that the discussions and deliberation shall be of a great quality and utility, serving the purpose for this conference, which is well organized, taking all the pains for the good of the society. Those deliberations. I must profusely thank the organizers for giving me this wonderful opportunity of sharing my true thoughts. And right from my introduction, the lady, the great generosity, spoke so many words about me, good words about me. The moment I entered the campus, I am overwhelmed by the courtesy and the humility and the reception shown by all present here. I am really, really grateful for all that you have done to me. Your courtesy, your humility, and I carry my good impressions of this campus along with me and remember for a long time. Thank you for this opportunity. Jai Hind. God bless you all. Thank you again.
Thank you for those kind and insightful words. I now request Dr. Sridhar Venkatesh, Principal, Vaidehi Medical College, to address.
Good afternoon. I'm sure it's close to lunch. Most of us or all of us are very exercise week. I won't take a minute more than what is necessary. Just wish to put in a few facts. And first and foremost, I bring the best wishes and greetings from our Madam Chairperson, Shri Madam Dr. D. Kalpajan. I consider it my extreme good fortune today to have been able to be sitting alongside exemplary luminaries such as the Honorable Justice Shivraj Patilji, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Law University, Shri Baswaraj Reddy. And this is certainly an enlightening moment for all of us. Though it's a gathering which is in the infantile stage, I must say the students are extremely lucky to have such a huge personality to address you and share his wisdom, thoughts of wisdom today with all of us. It indeed exemplary to have organized an event of such a thing by the principal of Vaidehi Institute of. There are a few points I would like to make here. The theme of today's conference is women and child rights. I'm basically a gynecologist by profession. I deal with POCSO cases day in, day out, uncared for women and children rights, and high necessity to have strong laws and legal luminaries to fight for such cases. I also wish to bring to your notice, sir, that we have an NGO. Like you said, an NGO has to play a major role. Most of these children and women are uncared for. They do not have the financial background to sustain the war against the perpetrators. The NGOs have taken up this job. We have an NGO called very much called Bembala, located very much in our hospital in the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. They are here with us. They are working on a voluntary basis, and an NGO which takes up the cause of the woman and the child who are downtrodden. So this has been a very vital cog in the medical and legal fraternity link, and a lot of good work has been done. So this being an apt theme for today's conference, I'm sure there's a lot of knowledge to be shared on this platform. And again, I consider myself absolutely lucky to have been sitting alongside you and the Vice Chancellor, sir, and sharing the wisdom of all the years of experience. I wish you all best of luck and a wonderful learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Every child deserves a childhood, and every woman deserves to be free from fear. Today, at the turning point, let's raise our voice, not in sympathy, but in solidarity. Before we pull down the curtains for the ceremony, I request Dr. Tommy Burgess, Assistant Professor, Wiley Institute of Law, for the press.
Good afternoon. Honorable Justice Sri Shivraj B. Pandit, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, His Excellency Dr. Professor C. Baswaraj, the Vice Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, in her absence, most respected Dr. K. Kalpaja, Chairperson, Dr. Sridhar Venkatesh, Principal, Nairobi Medical College, Dr. Geeta Narayan, MVC Chairperson, Nairobi Medical College, technical chairpersons, participants, Principal Dr. C.G. Manjunath, most valued invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege to be called upon to propose vote of thanks on this auspicious day. This day is a milestone in the history of Vaidehi Institute of Law, as it is the occasion when the Honorable Justice S.P. Patil has graced two important events. His presence today is a great source of motivation to all of us, the faculty as well as the students. We are all inspired by your gracious presence and invaluable thoughts, sir. I, on behalf of the entire Vaidehi family, guest invitees, and on my own behalf, extend to you, sir, a very hearty vote of thanks for inaugurating Srimati Satyaprabha Moot Court Hall, the first annual edition VAL Conference 2025, and also sharing with this august audience your vision for the nation. I would like to take this opportunity to express our hearty thanks to Professor Dr. C. Basavaraju, the present Vice Chancellor of Karnataka State Law University, Hubballi, for the guidance he has been extending to us and also sharing with us his vision for our institute. We gratefully remember that it was Sir who inaugurated this college almost a year ago. In his absence, I thank Basavaraj. I take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to Dr. T.A. Kalpaja, though he is not with us now, our beloved chairperson, who is the pivot on which numerous fruitful activities take place on the campus. I thank Madam in her absence. I take this opportunity to thank Principal of Vaidehi Institute of Medical College and Dr. Geeta Narayan, MVC Chairperson. Any program, we are only infants or babies, just 1 year old, even then, any program we have the presence of Dr. Cyril Venkatesh, and Dr. Geeta Narayan, and other HODs, principals. We are really grateful to you. Thank you very much. I take this opportunity to extend our most sincere thanks to all our guests, invitees who have come from different institutions and departments of our Vaidehi family, the principals, HODs, and other dignitaries of for their love and concern. I wish to express my gratitude to the principal, Dr. C.G. Mandina, for the meticulous efforts and efficient supervision at every point of time in the organization of this conference. Thank you, sir. And I also like to express our sincere thanks to digital media team, media persons, technicians, and other Vaidehi staff for the timely help and assistance. I would like to thank my colleagues, non-teaching staff, student volunteers, and the students who sung the invocation for their commitment towards making this event a success. I sincerely thank Dr. Sarna Gopal, the master ceremony, for her impressive presentation. Once again, I thank everyone present here for sharing this special moment with us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request everybody to raise for Ashma.
Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Uttar, Vanga, Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchala, Jala, Taranga. तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जय जन मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 जय।
Please remain silent as the deputy. Please be seated. The technical session will be starting shortly. Professor Cyril would be instructing you regarding that. Please be seated. As the room numbers and the technical sessions have been allotted to the presenters, I request all of you to be present at the Law College building. You can please be present to Law College building. I request the students, volunteers to please guide the presenters to the Law College. Students, I request you to please guide the presenters to their venue.